Welcome back to another CEO.CA interview. We're with Dan Barnholden of Luca Mining, trades under LUCA on the Venture Exchange. Dan, I wanted to hit on this point first and foremost for our audience. You're an investment banker by trade, 20 plus years in the industry. Why did you take this job with Luca, and how has your experience essentially been supporting the past 4-6 months of your performance so far?
Yeah, it's a good question. So when I took the role, I spent a lot of time talking to friends and other associates in the business, really tried to understand exactly what the opportunity was at Luca and what was needed in the role. And it turned out it was an excellent fit between what was needed and my skills that I picked up as an investment banker over the course of the prior 20 years. So things like recruiting a team. We've been able to recruit excellent explorationists, excellent technical people who have joined the team over the course of the last several months. Financing. We were able in September to raise $11.5 million. People who invested in that round are up 60, 70, 80% returns on that over the course of the last 4 months. And then also marketing, relationships with the street, bringing new brokers into the deal, bringing new institutions into the deal. So that was really what it needed. The operations have been able to succeed because we were able to deliver people and we were able to deliver capital to these operations. And now the operations have really turned around over the course of the last couple of months, operating better than they have in recent memory.
What have you been able to do with your debt?
So when I came in, we had $18.2 million in debt. We now have $11.1 million. So we've gotten rid of $7.1 million in debt. Most of that, actually all of that, has been over the course of the last 3 months. 2 weeks ago, we announced a transaction whereby we bought back a convertible debenture that we had. It was $5.8 million. We and a third-party partner bought that. Luca canceled our portion of it, so we reduced our fully diluted issued and outstanding by 4.5%. Shareholders really like that. The stock is up about 25% since we announced that transaction. Obviously, one of the very few mining companies out there reducing share count, reducing debt.
Especially now.
Especially now. So what I like to tell people is we will not issue more stock. I mean, we have some warrants that are going to come in. Obviously, we'll issue stock under the warrant to exercise. But I don't believe that we're ever going to have to go back to market and issue treasury stock. So this is going to be a story about reducing shares outstanding rather than increasing shares outstanding, which really resonates with investors.
For sure. Well, let's talk about your strategy for the year when it comes to exploration.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, we hired in November a really outstanding, accomplished exploration team, a fellow by the name of Paul Gray, a woman by the name of Jillian Carville, and another fellow by the name of Fernando Teliz. All big company experience, long track record of discovery. So they joined us in November. We kicked off exploration at Tawaweto in December. We've got 5 holes completed. They are currently at the lab. I expect to have results in 3 to 4 weeks. Last week we put out a press release announcing that we kicked off exploration at Campo Morado. That's underground and going to be starting with some surface drilling. Very excited about that. Both drill programs first in over a decade. So really one of the, I think, value drivers of this story in 2025 is going to be discovery at both sites. And we are now underway, fully funded budget, very active drilling at both sites. Paul has spent a great deal of time at site over the course of the last month and a half.
What do you tell people when they express impatience when it comes to investing in the mining industry?
Well, it's I ran into a friend out in the hallway who's been working on something, and it finally seems to be coming together. And it's always slower. It always takes longer. Always costs more. But when you get it right, there can be a payoff. And actually, that's where we are with Luca right now. Is we've gotten it right over the course of the last 6 months. We put all the building blocks in place to get everything going, to get our operations optimized. That's really what I've been pitching, is an optimization story, and then investing in exploration. Ultimately, down the road, we're going to find ourselves in a position to expand both assets, and that's really the basis of the investment thesis here for us.
Is there like a target timeline for that, or not yet?
It's all happening now. So Tawaweto, which is our brand new mine, we're going to be looking to commission that over the course of the upcoming weeks. Campo Morado, I wouldn't say that there's necessarily a finish line. It's sort of a story of continuous improvement. So to say by this date we're gonna do X, that's not really what the story's about. I had been telling people throughout the second half of 2024 that the goal was to be consistently delivering 2,000 tons per day to our mill. Well, we are well through that target in the first 20 days of January, first 20 days of 2025, we're well through that target of delivering 2,000 tons per day through the mill. So it's that continuous improvement. The mill at Campo Morado is built for 2,400 tons per day. We're doing that some days, right? So it's an ongoing thing. I'm not going to say we're going to reach this destination because it's continuous improvement.
Yeah. Well, look, I think it's great to always hear a turnaround story.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that with us today.
That's what it is, and that's what we've done. Thank you.
To learn more about Luca, make sure you go to our channel on CEO.CA to check out all of the live investor chatter. Thanks for watching.